Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, wide awake at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling and wondering why sleep feels more like a stranger than an old friend? Maybe your mind is racing, or your body just won't settle down. And in the morning, even after a full night in bed, you still wake up feeling like you barely rested at all. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, sleep doesn't always come as easily as it used to. What used to be a restful 8 hours can turn into tossing, turning, and waking up groggy and frustrated. But here's the good news. Poor sleep isn't just a part of aging you have to accept. Often, it's the result of a few sneaky habits that have crept into your routine over time. The kind that can quietly chip away at your energy, mood, memory, and even your overall health. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 of the most harmful sleep habits that many seniors fall into without even realizing it. These habits can rob you of deep, healing rest, and once you know what they are, you can start making small, simple changes that lead to big improvements in how you sleep and feel. Let's begin with one of the most common traps: going to bed too early. It might sound strange. After all, isn't going to bed early supposed to be a good thing? But here's what tends to happen. You eat dinner around 5 or 6, settle into your favorite chair, maybe watch a little TV. And by 8 p.m. your eyes are getting heavy, so you head to bed. But by 3 or 4 in the morning, you're wide awake and the rest of the world is still fast asleep. The problem here is that your body might not actually be ready for deep sleep at that hour. You end up spending more time in bed than you need, which can make your sleep lighter and more broken. It can also confuse your internal clock, the system that helps regulate when you feel sleepy and when you feel alert. Over time, this can make it even harder to fall asleep or stay asleep during the night. Instead of climbing into bed the moment you feel tired, try gradually shifting your bedtime a bit later, just by 15 or 20 minutes every few days, until you're sleeping closer to a consistent schedule. And if you find yourself nodding off on the couch after dinner, try taking a short walk or doing a little light stretching to keep your energy up until it's truly time for bed. It's all about helping your body build a stronger, more natural sleep rhythm. Now, let's talk about something that's become almost second nature for many of us: falling asleep with the TV on. It's comforting, right? The soft glow, the familiar voices, the background noise that keeps the silence at bay. But here's the tricky part. Your brain doesn't fully turn off when the television is talking in the background. Even if your eyes are closed and you've drifted off, your brain is still picking up bits of dialogue, flashing lights, and sudden changes in volume. This keeps your sleep lighter and more restless, and it can prevent you from entering the deeper stages of sleep that are so important for memory, immune health, and emotional balance. It's like trying to relax in a room where someone's whispering random facts in your ear all night long. It doesn't give your brain the break it needs. So if you rely on the TV to help you unwind, try swapping it out for something less stimulating. Soft music, an audiobook, or even a sound machine with gentle rain or waves can help create a calming environment without disturbing your brain's rest cycles. And if you really enjoy having something to watch before bed, set a timer so the TV turns off after 30 or 60 minutes, before you slip into deeper sleep. Another habit that quietly steals good sleep is something many people don't realize is an issue: spending too much time in bed during the day. Whether it's a cozy afternoon nap that turns into 2 hours or just lying down to rest your eyes after lunch, these little moments can start to add up. The more sleep you get during the day, the less sleep pressure your body builds up by nighttime. Now, don't get me wrong, short naps can be helpful. A 15 to 30-minute nap after lunch can refresh your mind and boost your mood. But when naps stretch too long or happen too close to bedtime, they can throw off your whole sleep cycle. You might find yourself wide awake at night, frustrated and unable to drift off. To keep naps helpful rather than harmful, try limiting them to earlier in the day and keep them short. Set a timer if you need to, and get back up as soon as it rings. If you feel drowsy later in the evening, try drinking a glass of water, opening a window, or standing up and moving around a bit. Often, what feels like sleepiness is really just boredom or a drop in energy that can be corrected without lying down. Now that we've explored these first few habits, going to bed too early, sleeping with the TV on, and overnapping during the day, let's keep going. Because there are still a few more hidden sleep traps that can make your nights restless and your days feel long. One habit that often gets overlooked, yet has a powerful impact on sleep, Is drinking too much liquid in the evening? It might seem harmless, a cup of tea before bed, a glass of water while watching the news, maybe even a warm milk to help you relax. These are comforting routines, and they've been around for generations. But the truth is, if your bladder is working overtime during the night, your sleep won't stand a chance. Waking up once or twice to use the bathroom might feel manageable at first, but if it becomes a regular pattern, getting up 3, 4, or even 5 times, it interrupts the natural flow of your sleep. Each time you get up, your body has to shift out of the deeper stages of rest. And even if you fall back asleep quickly, you're not getting the full benefit of restorative sleep. Over time, that kind of disruption can leave you feeling foggy, tired, and less steady on your feet during the day. One of the best ways to reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom is simply to be mindful of how much you're drinking after dinner. Try to taper off your fluid intake starting around 2 hours before bedtime. That includes water, tea, and even juicy fruits like watermelon or oranges. And if you're taking medications that make you thirsty or act as diuretics, have a conversation with your doctor. They may be able to adjust the timing so that they don't affect your sleep as much. Along with nighttime bathroom visits, another sleep-sabotaging habit is using the bed for everything but sleep. It's become more common over the years. Maybe you bring your tablet to bed to read the news, or sit propped up with a stack of pillows while chatting on the phone. Some people even eat their meals in bed when they're not feeling well. At first, it might feel comforting, but over time, your brain starts to associate the bed with all kinds of activity: reading, watching, snacking, scrolling, and that makes it harder to settle into true rest when it's finally time to sleep. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary, a place your mind automatically connects with rest and relaxation. That means the bed should be for 2 things only: sleep and intimacy. When you keep everything else out, TVs, phones, snacks, work, you train your brain to recognize the bed as a sleep signal. It becomes a cue for your body to wind down naturally. If you enjoy reading or relaxing before bed, that's absolutely fine, but try doing it from a chair or a cozy spot elsewhere in the room. Then, when you start to feel truly sleepy, transition to bed. That small shift in routine can make a big difference in how quickly and deeply you fall asleep. And while we're talking about bedtime routines, let's take a moment to talk about something many of us don't give enough attention to: light. Specifically, blue light. This is the kind of light that comes from phones, tablets, TVs, and computer screens. During the day, it helps keep us alert and focused. But at night, blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. It interferes with the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Even just an hour of screen time before bed can delay your natural sleep rhythms. You might find yourself lying in bed, mentally tired but physically restless. Or you might fall asleep, only to wake up a few hours later wide-eyed and wondering what went wrong. The solution? Create a wind-down window at least 1 hour before bedtime. Use that time to disconnect from screens and let your mind and body shift into sleep mode. You could listen to music, do some gentle stretching, write in a journal, or enjoy a quiet conversation with your spouse or a friend. If you really need to use your phone or tablet, look into settings that reduce blue light, or even invest in a pair of blue light-blocking glasses. They're a small investment that can pay off in a big way when it comes to sleep quality. It's these small details, the timing of your fluids, the purpose of your bed, the glow of a screen, that add up. And while each habit may seem harmless on its own, together they can quietly sabotage your rest night after night. But once you start noticing them, you gain the power to change them. You begin to take back control of your nights, and your days start to feel better too. Next, we'll continue with more habits that often go unnoticed, but once addressed can make sleep feel easier, deeper, and more refreshing. Another habit that often flies under the radar, but can have a powerful impact on us sleep, is going to bed feeling anxious or overstimulated. Think about the last time you lay in bed replaying the day's worries, or reading upsetting news just before closing your eyes. Maybe you scrolled through social media or had a tense phone call with someone. Those moments don't just vanish when your head hits the pillow. They stay with you, running in the background like a noisy radio. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less melatonin, and our brains become more sensitive to emotional stimulation. So falling asleep isn't just about being tired. It's about feeling safe, calm, and settled. That's why creating a soothing mental environment before bed is just as important as a quiet physical one. Instead of trying to fall asleep with a busy mind, make it a nightly habit to clear the slate. That could be as simple as writing down your thoughts in a notebook. Whatever's bothering you, get it out of your head and onto the page. Some people find prayer or deep breathing helpful. Others enjoy a short meditation or repeating a calming phrase to themselves like, "I am safe, I am relaxed, I am letting go." The goal is to create a small ritual that tells your brain, the day is over, and it's okay to rest now. You don't need to solve everything tonight. Sleep is a healer, and often with rest the answers feel clearer in the morning. Now, let's talk about one final habit, and it's one of the most damaging of all. Thinking poor sleep is just something you have to live with after a certain age. This belief might sound harmless, even practical, but it can quietly steal your motivation to make changes. You might hear yourself saying, "Well, I'm not 30 anymore," or "That's just how it is when you're older." But here's the truth. Yes, sleep can change with age, but that doesn't mean you're doomed to restless nights. In fact, with the right adjustments, many people over 60 report sleeping better than they did in their 40s. The body is incredibly adaptable. It responds to routine, to gentle care, and to consistency. Sleep isn't out of reach, it's just waiting for the right conditions. Letting go of the idea that poor sleep is your new normal opens the door to real progress. You start paying closer attention to what's working and what's not. You try a different bedtime. You adjust your light exposure. You shift your dinner time, or you give yourself a better wind-down routine. These changes don't have to be overwhelming. In fact, the best ones are often the simplest. What matters most is believing that you can improve your sleep, no matter your age. That belief creates momentum. It encourages curiosity instead of resignation, and it keeps you moving forward, one small step at a time. So, let's take a moment to look back at what we've explored together. We've talked about the hidden traps that can steal your sleep, like heading to bed too early, falling asleep with the TV on, taking long daytime naps, drinking too much in the evening, using your bed for everything but rest, overstimulating your brain before bed, and believing that poor sleep is just your fate. Each one of these habits may feel familiar. You may recognize one or two or maybe all of them in your current routine. That's okay. This isn't about blame or guilt, it's about awareness and the opportunity to take back control of something incredibly important, your rest. Because sleep isn't just a luxury, it's one of your greatest tools for staying independent, alert, and full of life. Better sleep supports your memory, strengthens your immune system, protects your mood, and helps your body repair itself. In other words, when you sleep well, everything feels a little easier. Remember, small changes really can lead to big results. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Just start with one habit, whichever one feels most manageable, and gently shift it. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. Your body will respond. We'd love to hear from you. Have any of these habits shown up in your life? What's helped you improve your sleep? Share your experiences in the comments. We read everyone, and your story could inspire someone else who's struggling. If you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Wise and Well for more practical, uplifting advice to help you thrive after 60. We believe your best years are still ahead, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Here's to restful nights, energetic days, and a life well lived at any age.